5 things you should never spend your retirement money on. You know what breaks my heart? Watching good people who work their whole lives suddenly find themselves struggling in retirement because they made a few expensive mistakes with money they can't afford to lose. And here's the thing that might surprise you. These aren't complicated financial blunders. These are simple, everyday decisions that seem harmless at first, but can absolutely devastate your retirement nest egg. I'm going to share with you the 5 biggest money traps that are silently draining retirement accounts right now. And if you think you're too smart to fall for these, well, that's exactly what everyone thinks right before they make these costly mistakes. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge that puts you ahead of most retirees who are learning these lessons the hard way. Now, before we dive in, I need you to understand something important. The money you've saved for retirement isn't just money. It's your freedom, your dignity, and your peace of mind all rolled into one. Every dollar you waste on these 5 things is a dollar that won't be there when you really need it. And trust me, there will come a day when you really need it. Let's start with the first retirement money killer, and this one is probably happening in your driveway right now. I'm talking about buying new cars in retirement. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've worked hard your whole life. You deserve a nice car. But here's what the car dealerships don't want you to know about that shiny new vehicle. The moment you drive that new car off the lot, you've just thrown away thousands of dollars. We're talking about losing 20 to 30% of the car's value in the first year alone. And here's the kicker. You're doing this at the exact time in your life when you can least afford to throw money away. Think about it this way. If someone walked up to you and asked you to hand them $10,000 in cash for absolutely nothing in return, you'd think they were crazy. But that's essentially what happens when you buy new instead of gently used. But the bleeding doesn't stop there, and this is where it gets really painful. New cars come with higher insurance premiums, higher registration fees, and here's the part that really stings: higher property taxes in many states. You're not just losing money on the purchase, you're getting hit with higher ongoing costs for years to come. Now, I'm not saying you should drive a piece of junk. What I'm saying is that a 2 or 3 year old car will give you almost everything a new car offers, but at a fraction of the cost. You'll still get the reliability, the modern safety features, and yes, even that new car smell if that's important to you. But you won't get that devastating financial hit that comes with brand new. If this advice is making you think twice in a good way, go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're at it, also hit that subscribe button for more straight talk tips that protect your retirement and your peace of mind. The second thing that's secretly draining retirement accounts is something that sounds so innocent, so helpful, so loving. I'm talking about continuously bailing out your adult children financially. Now, this is a sensitive topic, and I want you to hear me clearly. I'm not telling you to stop loving your kids or to never help them. What I'm telling you is that there's a difference between helping and enabling, and that difference could cost you your retirement security. Here's what happens, and maybe this sounds familiar. Your adult child comes to you with a financial emergency. Maybe it's a car repair, maybe it's help with rent, maybe it's credit card debt that got out of hand. You love them, so you help. But then it happens again next month, and the month after that. Before you know it, you're not helping with emergencies anymore, you're subsidizing their lifestyle. What makes this so dangerous is that it doesn't feel like you're spending your retirement money. It feels like you're being a good parent. But every dollar you give to an adult child who should be financially independent is a dollar that won't be earning interest for your future. It's a dollar that won't be there when you need long-term care or when your own emergency strikes. And here's the part that's really heartbreaking. When you finally do need that money for your own care, guess who's not going to be in a position to help you? The same adult children you've been supporting. Because instead of learning to be financially responsible, they've learned to depend on you. And I know this isn't always easy to talk about. Every family is different. Have you ever been in a situation where helping someone felt right in the moment, but cost you more later on? Drop a comment. Your story might really resonate with someone else going through the same thing. The third retirement money trap is one that preys on your desire to leave a legacy, and it's costing retirees hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm talking about paying for your grandchildren's college education when you can't afford it. Now, before you get upset with me, let me explain why this is such a dangerous mistake. College costs have gone completely insane. We're talking about total costs that can easily reach $200,000 or more for a 4-year degree. And here's what happens: loving grandparents see these costs and think, I can't let my grandchild start life buried in debt. So they tap into their retirement savings to help pay for college. But here's the cold, hard truth that nobody wants to talk about. Your grandchild has their entire working life ahead of them to pay off student loans. You don't have your entire working life ahead of you to rebuild your retirement savings. Your grandchild can get scholarships, grants, work-study programs, and yes, student loans. You can't get a loan for your retirement. And here's what makes this even more painful. Many grandparents who pay for college end up needing financial help from their families later in life. So instead of the grandchild having manageable student loan payments, the whole family ends up struggling because grandma and grandpa gave away money they needed for their own care. I know this sounds harsh, but the most loving thing you can do for your grandchildren is to stay financially independent so you never become a burden on your family. That's a gift that keeps on giving for generations. The fourth money killer is something that sounds so responsible, so forward-thinking. I'm talking about buying long-term care insurance when you're already in your 70s or 80s. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't long-term care insurance a good thing? And you're right, it can be. But timing is everything, and buying it too late can be one of the most expensive mistakes you'll ever make. Here's why this becomes a money trap. When you're in your 70s or 80s, the premiums for long-term care insurance are absolutely brutal. We're talking about premium payments that can easily run $3,000 to $5,000 a year or more. And here's the kicker: at that age, you're much more likely to have health issues that either make you uninsurable or cause your premiums to skyrocket even higher. But it gets worse. Many people at this age buy these policies and then find out they can't afford the premium payments. So they end up canceling the policy after paying premiums for a few years, and they lose everything they paid in. It's like throwing money into a fire. The smart money move is to either buy long-term care insurance when you're in your 50s or early 60s when the premiums are reasonable, or skip it entirely and self-insure by keeping your money invested and growing. And now we come to the fifth and final retirement money trap. And this one might be the most dangerous because it's so well disguised. I'm talking about investment products that are sold specifically to seniors, products that sound safe and guaranteed, but are actually designed to make the salesperson rich while making you poor. These come in many forms: fixed annuities with high fees, whole life insurance policies marketed as investments, reverse mortgages that sound too good to be true, and complex investment products that promise high returns with no risk. Here's what they all have in common. They have high fees, low returns, and they're incredibly difficult to get out of once you're in. The reason these products target seniors is simple. Seniors have money, they're worried about losing it, and they're attracted to anything that promises safety and guaranteed returns. But here's what these salespeople don't tell you: the safety and guarantees come at such a high cost that you'd be better off with much simpler, cheaper investments. For example, that annuity that guarantees you a 5% return might sound great until you realize you're paying 3% in fees every year. So your real return is only 2%, which might not even keep up with inflation. Meanwhile, a simple low-cost index fund might give you better returns with much lower fees and much more flexibility. Your retirement years should be about enjoying the fruits of your lifetime of work, not worrying about money because you made expensive mistakes. By avoiding these 5 money traps, you're putting yourself ahead of most retirees who learn these lessons too late. And before you go, if you're wondering what smart things you should be doing with your money in retirement, I've got just the video for you, packed with practical, positive strategies to help you make the most of your golden years. Click on it right here on the screen and keep building the retirement you truly deserve.